What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. You see the title, no shortcut will help you. No, 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 no. There is freedom in systems, there is freedom in order, and there's kind of this attitude, well, Erica, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a free spirit. I do what I want when I want to do it. And guess what? People who do what they want when they want to do it have very hard lives. They have very, very hard lives. They don't get to, doing whatever you want when you do it. Like, Frank Sinatra, I did it my way. Yeah, you can do it your way all day. But guess what? Doing it your way requires a lot of uphill fight. And let's be honest, most people don't like fighting uphill. Thing I wanted to say is, a lot of people will watch the videos, skip over everything I say in the video, then come to my emails, come to my blog, come to Facebook, come to Instagram and say, well, Erica, I watch your channel and all, I watch your channel. But I want to ask this question. And already they've told me they don't respect my order, they don't respect systems, they don't respect how things are done because they're special. And instead of them, maybe booking a consult, maybe asking questions during the live, when it's a live where I can answer questions, they think rules don't apply to me. I need the shortcut, Erica. I just have a simple question, Erica. I have a quick question. Why should I follow the rules? And therein lies your answer to all of your life's troubles. If you don't think the rules apply to you, if you don't think they apply to you, then you've already told me what you think, right? And sorry, let me see if I can get this thing less shaky. I'm driving back to Austin out of Dallas. You guys saw me at the We Live event, and you saw me looking at, if you were on Instagram, you saw me looking at some properties with Terry. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. This is going to be long because the sunlight's not going to stay long either. What I want to just say is, a lot of people, and I notice it. Trust me, I see you. I notice you. I read the comments. I shouldn't, but I do. And I look back at a lot of old videos, and people will ask each other in the comment section, right? They'll ask each other in different places, like, hey man, can you just give me the link? Can you give me the shortcut? Can you do this? Can you do that? And what's funny is, even they have they realize they ain't gonna get the shortcut answer from me. So now they're gonna go in the comments and ask each other for the shortcut. When at the end of the day, guess what? There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. You are going to pay with your time, with your money, with your energy. You're going to pay. That's just all there's to it. And when you try to get around the law of gravity and physics and just the law of the land, there's some kind of pushback. There's some kind of pushback. Everybody thinks they can get around these laws. You cannot get around these laws. And many people say, well, Erica, but you don't understand, honey. I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm whatever. I'm 23, I'm trying to move out of my parents' house. There's always some reason why you can't do what everybody else do. You're different. You're special. And what I have to tell you is, if you are as special as you think you are, where are those results? That's all. It's a very, very simple question. We create our own luck. We create our own luck. And a lot of people, you ever hear the saying that 50% of the battle is showing up? 50% of the battle is showing up. There was a young lady, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she literally asked Gary Vee for his phone number at the We Live conference, and he gave it. Now, would she been able to ask Gary Vee for his number at any other? So 50% of the battle is showing up. Many people say, well, Erica, I just don't know if I can take this course or take that course. Well, half the battle, honey, is actually buying the course and studying. Half the battle is stop searching the internet for endless hours of a shortcut. Many of you people, when I talk about real estate videos and I say, well, properties in your area, you can find properties for under $50,000. Oh, where? I couldn't find them. Where? And then when we tell you where they're at, oh man, Erica, I don't want them properties. That's your choices. right? Like if you want a $50,000 house that's completely remodeled, maybe look in Indiana, maybe look in Ohio, maybe look at some of these little smaller edge towns, but 90% of the time, you're not going to find something downtown in a major city for $50,000. It's going to require some work. It's going to require you put in some work. And why part of me is excited for the recession is people who didn't follow principles, people who tried shortcuts and tactics and you know, little things to get them popped up on Amazon or get them popped up in, you know, a bunch of articles or bought a bunch of ads. When the money get funny, they're not gonna be able to do that. And the money already getting funny. There's 37 million people with credit cards 90 days late. Now, I had somebody say in the comments a couple shows ago, well, so what? That's what credit cards for. They're credit, you know, and then you pay them back when you can and according to your budget. What? No, baby. Credit cards are just a tool that you use. That's really good. Get back up. Credit cards are, if you make $20,000 a year, and let's say by the weird technique that you get $100,000 on a credit card, you are not to be using $100,000 on credit because you only make $20K a year. You'll be in debt automatically. The math don't add up. So what people have tried to do is they've tried to use credit cards as a shortcut to taking vacations, a shortcut to buying things they want. A shortcut to a lot of things. And what I want to tell people is, you know, Ericka, what about OPM? Now, I watched this guy's live, and he was telling people basically to buy stuff with credit cards because, you know, they can't come back and get it from you. You got to pay it off property. That's a bad shortcut, baby. That's a very high interest shortcut. And people love hearing that. They love hearing that. They love hearing things that, oh man, I don't have to work hard. Oh man, I don't have to change who I am. Now, there's a debate going on kind of other parts of YouTube that, you know, being a better person won't help you get ladies or something. Now, I started laughing about it. But you should be a better person just because you want to be a better person. There's no shortcut. And see, that's what people think, like, well, maybe if I work out in the gym all the time, now I'm going to have what I want. Maybe if I get this money, I'm going to have everything I want. If I do these techniques online, I'll have everything I want. And that's kind of not how that works. You're supposed to be improving yourself for you because you want to be better. When you write down where do you see yourself in 5 years, I want people to write out a better version of themselves for themselves. And that makes me so nervous that I hear people having these debates online that, you know, why should I improve myself? I like myself the way I am. Well, if you like yourself the way you are, why are you complaining? It's a lot of complaining going on over here. All right? Now, this woman in one of the comments, I'm not going to name no names, was talking about, well, Ericka, they're not paying a living wage out here. Well, last time I checked, no one's forced you to work in fast food. No one's forced you to work in retail. No one's forced you to get these $12 an hour jobs or $15 an hour jobs. You're not being forced against your will to take those jobs. There are other jobs out there that pay more. And if you think you're qualified to get those jobs, why don't you have them? See, these people are like, we are, and I will agree. Glendon said something about hippies, you know, from the 70s, people being hippies. It's just, that's what millennials are. They want to travel everywhere for very cheap, and they want to go do things. But there's a time and a place. Now hear me carefully. There was a woman I don't know if it was a year ago, but you guys heard me talk about it on the channel. She had 4 kids. Her oldest kid was 12 years old, and she went on a 12-day trip to Germany. And the father was going to come like 4 days later to pick him up or something for their time together. But imagine a woman getting on a plane, leaving 4 small children at home because she wanted to go to Germany on a 12-day backpack. That's entitlement. She felt like she was entitled to go on vacation, even though she had these 4 children that her ex-husband was nowhere near to pick them up at the time. And you know, she got a slap on the wrist. This white girl got slapped on the wrist. They didn't even make her go to jail. They just made her fly back. They called, she was in Germany. They called her, made her fly back, paid her ticket to fly her back, and so she could go to court. And it just reminded me that these people think they're entitled to a vacation. There was this thing somebody said they were entitled to retirement. Everybody should be retired to a retirement. Now, here's the thing about retirement, okay? Back in the day, you had a pension, you had Social Security, was just a little bitty check, baby check, and you had, oh my goodness, you had savings, essentially. But, bonds, certificates. But what people don't understand is Social Security wasn't supposed to be the be-all, end-all. It was a three-legged stool of what? Your savings. And I really think the government, at the time, people died at 65. There were some people who lived long lives for sure, but on average, a lot of people died young. So the government didn't think they were going to be cutting checks for people 99 years old. I don't think they thought that. I don't think the military even thought all these soldiers that's going to retire and get paychecks for the rest of their life, plus IG benefits, GI Bill benefits. The government didn't think that stuff through. Now, what does that have to do with entitlement? The entitlement of what I'm trying to say is these people are thinking, well, Ericka, I'm entitled to that. But you're not. You're not. You're not entitled to the good life. You have the body you work for. After 30 is what they say. You have the life you work for. A lot of people say, well, people don't give people a chance, Ericka. They don't let them show potential. There's nothing wrong with potential, you guys. But after 30, we should have some results. Some results. And the entitlement thinking that, well, I deserve, no matter what I do, no matter what job I get, no matter what behavior I deserve results. The results of retirement or the results of a good life. And that's crazy. That's crazy. Now, I went to the We Live event, and it was very funny because it was like they kept talking about, principles. 101, you're going to have to call people. You're going to have to talk to people. You're going to have to be respectful when you talk to people because you're trying to buy their home. And you can see people in the room like waiting. They were waiting for a shortcut. You can see it in their face. Like, where's the shortcut? And that's just it. There is no shortcut. The cut is you have to get on the phone, repeatedly call people, and offer to buy their home. That's the shortcut. And it was just funny to me because you could see people like, well, yeah, it's some good information, but it was like they were waiting. Like, what's the tip of the day? Somebody even said on Instagram when I posted the pictures of the event, oh, what was your biggest takeaway? There was no takeaway for me. I was just there to listen. I like Tony's dad. He does good tax strategies. But the takeaway for most people there was they're going to have to get on the phone, knock on doors, talk to people. What shortcut? I mean, that's what they were looking for. People essentially went to a whole conference looking for a shortcut. There wasn't one. There wasn't one. And even on the videos where I talk about tech jobs, under the comments, you guys are like, well, but, the government has these free grants, and I don't have to pay anything. I could just show up for free. Honey, if the government was paying like y'all say they paying, why don't you have the tech job you want? You see what I'm saying? Like, I bring lots of people on the show who are telling you step by step what it costs. And listen, if you don't have, and this really isn't about money. It's about mindset, what I'm trying to get y'all to see. People email me every day about the trucks. And I go, honey, if you don't have $500 to pay for the Hood States Force, you don't have the money for a truck. There was a glitch this past weekend, and I had to cough up gas for 2 trucks. Just because there was a glitch, it'll be fixed. So I had to cough up at that immediate moment $500. Look at me, we have some reserves, no problem. Coughed it up. But what people don't understand is $500 just costs the course. $500 was cost of gas for 2 trucks. People don't have no reserves. People don't have no savings. They're not saving any money. And then they go, well, Ericka, I'm not making enough money to save. And these companies don't pay a living wage. And then when you ask them, well, don't you think it's time to get a better job? Well, where can I go to school for free? I don't want to pay nothing. I want to go for free. Honey, if they were giving it out for free, you'd already got it. You know what I'm saying? Semi-trucks. I like to know more about tech jobs. Well, if you like to know more about tech jobs, look back at the past 5 videos. We had a person talking about technical writing. We had a person talking about Salesforce. We've had people in every comment, every video almost, talking about different types of technical jobs. I'm even bringing Kamoy back on. We're going to look at different ones. But the problem is people keep acting like, well, they're not paying good money out here. There's money being made everywhere. It's not good money in your hand right now. It's not good money in front of you right now. In Georgia Community College is free. Yes, it's free, but let's try this again. Let's try this again. Because I think you're missing what I'm saying. The mindset that I'm going to get this high-paying job for free. If that was possible, wouldn't everybody be in Georgia be a tech person? Right? See what we keep hoping for is there's a shortcut that I won't have to feel pain. Because, you know, paying money when money's tight is painful. Studying when you don't feel like studying is painful. Doing work when you don't want to do work is painful. Thank you, Rock and Roll Dina. But what I keep trying to get people to see is at some point you will have to pay the cost. And it is easier. It is much easier to pay the cost at 25. It's much easier to pay the cost at 35 than to pay it at 55 or 65 or 75 years old. Right? It's much easier. It's much easier to put in the spot. Yeah, discipline. That's right. Everything starts with mindset. Everything. And there, you know, when I talk about structuring things and having systems, people get, oh, Ericka, I just, you know, I'll do what I want, or I do creative stuff. I was like that. I tried to do whatever I want, whenever I want, and be creative and do what I want. And guess what? There's freedom in systems. There's freedom in structure. When you have a system in place, anybody can come along and help you. Anybody can come along and step right in those same systems you put in place. See, what people don't understand is when we talk about systems, it's not just for you. It's for the people coming after you. And, you know, this video is shaky, but you know what I'm saying. But anyway, and the reason I bring that up is a lot of people go, well, you know, the government should do this. The government should give more services. Prime example, there was an 84-year-old woman who she hasn't gotten her check for 3 months. And I said, wow, let me see what's going on. So the woman's she gets $1,439 a month. Her son literally came on TV and was like, well, she almost about to. Yes, there's freedom and discipline. Jocko Willis talks about that. Sorry, it cut off and I'm back. But anyway, the woman was 84 years old. Someone stolen her identity and ran up $250,000 in student loan debt. Which is crazy because what they did probably is they've gotten a bunch of Pell Grants, or they got a bunch of refund checks, and, you know, probably some Hispanic kid. I'm not trying to blame that, but Hispanic or black kid, and they've got all these refund checks, and so then they went and did whatever with them. I don't know what, but they did. Now, her son was like on TV tomorrow, well, she about to lose her house. And the people said, why? She hasn't paid her mortgage in 3 months. They tell how much her mortgage is. Her mortgage is less than $600. So for 3 months, her son could not help her with $600. Now, many people say, well, Ericka, she's responsible for her own house. For sure. But the thought of your 84-year-old mother being put out because you don't have $600 to help her. I mean, that's not even talking about, you know, the medicine. That's just the housing. And to me, that right there, I felt more embarrassed for the man than anything. I wanted to go, you know, you ain't got like $600 to help your mom keep her house? You know, to me, that's the part I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh. You know, I felt bad for the woman. You know, these things can be replaced, but imagine someone getting a check for $1,400, and that's what they live off of. So when I talk about, you know, paying maybe a couple $100 or paying $50 for some of these courses, and people can't do it. If you're in that situation like that woman, then yes, don't do it. But that just shows me how bad it is out here. When you can't pay $600 to keep your mom in her home for her mortgage, which I'm pretty sure if they wrote the mortgage company and got they used the TV press and all that stuff, they get it fixed. Right, see, listen, that's the point. I'm getting there too. Some of these people, some people are doing things at a time and spreading these mortgages out to 30 years and thinking, oh, I'll have plenty of time. So you have to figure these things out early. Also, that's why they're getting a lot of people with these reverse mortgages, because people didn't save any money. So when they didn't save any money, they come with these terrible plans and ideals, and people fall for them. All this to say, there's no shortcuts. That was the point of this whole conversation. It is easier to make changes now while times are good. It's easier to study. It's easier to take advantage of some of these loan programs for housing than to sit back and say, well, Ericka, it's unfair. It's unfair. I mean, I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to learn new skills. I shouldn't have to do this or that. Listen, what I want you to know is there's freedom in discipline and there's freedom in systems. And if you guys really want something different, you're going to have to put some sweat equity in for it. That's all. So look, yeah, and I'm getting ready to get off, man. I'm getting ready to get off of here so I can finish my ride down to Austin. But what I learned from this weekend is there were a lot of people there who essentially, this weekend was their first weekend really exposed to wholesaling, and honestly, I think they were looking for like this tip, you know, this like quick shot answer. And when I kept bumping into people, I kept telling them, I was like, probably the best thing for you to do is go work under somebody and make $1,000 a week, just so you can cover your bills and get consistent, and you'll learn the business as you go. Now, people probably didn't like my answer, and that's okay. They didn't tell me to my face they didn't like it, but I knew some of them probably were like, man, I didn't want to hear that. But that's the truth. That's the truth. So I hope this inspired you a little bit. But yeah, there's no shortcuts, you guys. You know, the quickest shortcut is finding somebody else who's done what you want to do and follow them. And guess what? When you follow them, what you're going to find out that there's work. That's why whenever I bring these people on courses and classes, I remember Kamoy said, you know, create some of your own projects, you know, make up some little websites, do this and that. You can see people in the comments are like, oh man, I got to make websites and do what? Yeah, you will have to make websites. You will have to fund your own projects. You know, a really great thing is, what's her name? Jennifer Lewis. What she calls herself, the Black Mother of Hollywood, because she's been in like every freaking movie as somebody's black mom. Read her book. The number one she said is when her phone didn't ring, she would come up with little shows, one-woman shows, the comedy, the sketch, the everything, and she would have it up there, and people would come to the show. Why? Because people like going to see shows. So instead of sitting back and feeling sorry for herself that people weren't casting her as a dancer or actress, she created her own shows. And I think, yeah, I can't see really, it's a long paragraph, I can't see it while I'm driving. But here's the thing, I think it said something about long hours or whatever. When people make an excuse, I put a post up in the YouTube for you guys to vote on the poll. Most people, when they come home from 5 o'clock to 9 p.m., they just watch TV. They may straighten up their house a little bit, but they mostly watch TV. And they eat a little food. And then about 9 o'clock, they holler at their kids because their kids didn't finish their homework. Then, on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, they clean up their house a little bit more, maybe pay some bills, but mostly watch TV and sit back, chill. Now, people say, well, Ericka, you don't know people's lives. Honey, please, miss me with that. That's the average person's life. A cookout or relax or clean their house or wash their car on Saturday. So a lot of times people say, well, it's my job, man. I'm working all these hours. I don't have no time. I have no time to learn no new thing. We make time. If I ask you about the Kardashians, you can tell me everything that's going on with them. If I ask you about the housewives of Atlanta, well, people can tell me everything going on with them. So I thought, that's why when I bring come on some of these people, it's like, you could probably create a project or write out systems or different things in a day. So it's one of these things. We create our own time, and you have to control your time. And people say, what do you mean? If you don't control your time, time will control you. If you don't hour block your time, one of the biggest things from the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller, is hour blocking. People are terrible multitaskers, and your brain doesn't do much on multitasking, but you can hour block. That's why your parents, I make a joke about it all the time, but parents make you clean up on Saturday. It was an hour blocked activity. Clean the whole house Saturday morning, done. Not spread it out all through the week, just done. 3 hours and done. Same thing goes with homework. When people are like, oh, I'm doing my homework, but you're watching TV. No, you're not. You're watching TV. So the thing of it is somewhere there will be a time suck. There will be some, oh man, this sucks. I have to sit down and spend this hour. I could be watching a movie, studying. But that's just is what it is, man. It's life. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to get off here. It's getting dark. Anyways, later.